Compute the limits. Let's say that you are given this limit as it approaches positive infinity for this polynomial limit. How do you know it's a polynomial? Because you have this expression right here, minus or plus this expression and this expression, and the final one is a constant in a descending order. Every time you see an expression like this, it's an indication that it's a polynomial. So to calculate the limits of this polynomial, the first thing you need to do is to identify the leading term. The leading term is the same thing as the highest degree of the term of this polynomial. So the highest degree for this polynomial will be this one right here, because it's raised to the 7th power, which is the highest degree of this polynomial. So you take the limit as it approaches infinity for -3 times x raised to the 7th power. The rest you can ignore it, because it is not the highest degree for this polynomial limit. This -3x to the 7th is also called the leading term, because it is the highest degree of the term for this polynomial. So you take the limit of -3x to the 7th as it approaches positive infinity. Notice that in the middle right here, they don't have addition or subtraction. So it's an indication that it is a multiplication limit. So you take the limit of -3 as it approaches infinity times the limit of x to the 7th as it approaches positive infinity. If you take the limit of a constant, -3 is a constant because they don't have a variable, because it doesn't have a variable next to it like an x or a y. If they don't have a variable next to it, it's an indication that it's a constant. So every time you take a constant limit as it approaches infinity, it will be the same answer as the constant. In this case, it's -3. So for this limit, it will be -3. As for this limit right here, it will be positive infinity, because if you take the limit of positive infinity raised to the 7th power, it will be positive infinity. Let's say you take a very large number, like almost to infinity, a positive, very large number, and you raise this to a 7th power, you will get a positive infinity answer. So that's why there's a positive infinity right here. So -3 times a positive infinity, it will be negative infinity, because negative times positive will be negative. It doesn't matter what the answer right here, like the exact answer is, it doesn't matter, because you have an infinity number right here. So the answer for this limit polynomial will be negative infinity.